Hey guys, a few videos back, I showed that MMP Shield Plus that I had picked up, and when I went to get it from my FFL, he was just coming back in from the fields, and he and a friend had shot a deer the day before and it ran away. And they were basically trying to track it the rest of that day and then went back out the next day to try to track it again. And he was kind of saying, wish we had a nice UV light. And I thought, well, I've got hundreds and hundreds of flashlights. Surely I have something. And the only thing I could find was this little Sofirn SF16. And it is a UV light, but it's small. The output isn't great, but you can cycle through different modes on it. And it's a cool little light. I use it for detecting auto leaks, like if you have antifreeze leak or something like that, it will help find that. But I was kind of shocked that I didn't have anything that he could use. So I ended up picking up this Sofirn. This is the SF16 ultraviolet light. And I figured we'd do an unboxing on it. We'll go over like all the features and specifications, kind of talk about like why you might want a UV light, kind of show you guys some of its output. And again, I'll show you some of my uses that I would use it around here. Make sure everything's out of there. So we got a manual. Looks like a lanyard. And 2 spare O-rings. We have a charging cable. It's USB-A to USB-C. And then we have the light itself. And I believe that there's also a battery that's included. So we get a Sofirn 18650 battery, 3000 milliamp hour. At this point, I think I probably have somewhere around 25 Sofirn flashlights. They're very budget friendly, but they're quality built stuff. They last forever. Never had a problem with any of the Sofirns that I have. Show you guys some up close here. This was about that little insulator film that we took off. Let's see what that says, if that'll focus. There we go. UV radiation hazard. Avoid eye and skin exposure. Wear proper eye and skin protection. UV radiation present when light is on. Do not look directly into light. I'm going to quickly show you the SF16 manual, just in case there are things that I leave off. You can go back and pause and look at any of that. And that's Chinese, it looks like. The SF16 is 4.83 inches long, right about an inch, maybe just under an inch at its widest spot. And weight with the battery, 3.8 ounces. I'm not going to be able to see it, but it is using an SST08 ultraviolet LED, which is on the, it's the 365 nanometer wavelength and operates at 875 milliwatts in the high mode. I'll show you the different outputs here in a bit, but we do have 3 different ones. A 126 milliwatt, 440 milliwatt, and that 875 highest. And then you can see the different run times. It's IPX8 water resistance. I mentioned that USB-C cable earlier. Here's your charging port. You basically just move that out of the way. You'll have a charge indicator over here, or battery level indicator. When it's plugged in and charging, it'll be red. When it's plugged in and it's green, it's fully charged. When you're using the light, if it's a constant green, it means you're between 75 and 100%. If it flashes green, you're between 50 and 75. If it's a constant red, you're kind of getting low on the battery, 25 to 50. And if it's flashing red, you're between 0 and 25 and it should be charged. And let's flip that on to see what it came on. So they sent it somewhere between 50 and 75%. So you see as I turned it on, and it probably does it when we change between modes. See how it's flashing again, just for a few seconds, just to kind of let you know where you're at. Operation of the SF16 is super simple. It's basically a click on, click off, and it does have mode memory. So right now I'm in like the lowest setting. And you basically just kind of semi-press once it's on to run through the 3 different outputs. So there's the lowest, and I'm just going to half press. That's the medium. Half press again. That's the highest. And then it'll cycle back to that low. And then let's say I want the medium and I shut it off there. If I wait an hour, a day, a week, whatever, and I come back and I turn it back on, I'm going to be on that medium setting. So I mentioned earlier that having a UV light can be really beneficial for hunters. It allows you to track blood. Aside from hunting, you can use a UV light to detect urine stains, maybe stains on a hotel bed, in a bathroom. You can use it to check like state IDs or government IDs, passports, certain types of rocks or minerals. Can be used to authenticate money, even ringworm. You can shine this on the skin, it'll detect ringworm. And like I mentioned earlier too, you can use this for automotive leaks. And I'll try to show you that whenever it gets dark, because I actually have an old Grand Cherokee that's got a small antifreeze leak. But like you could take money, and let's find the little strip in it right there. And as you can see, that is letting us know that that is a legit $20 bill. You could take a photo ID, and again, you can't see anything on here normally, but when you put the UV light, there's a number that's right there that I covered up, but that will show different things that aren't there normally. And even putting the tape on here, I was having to use my finger, and now if you look with the UV light, you can see right where that was, but it looks normal without it, but that's just like the tape residue. I want to show you guys this counter down in my basement. I kind of use it as a workbench, but it pretty much just looks normal until you put the UV light on it, and then you can see all of the stuff. And a lot of that's like old like caulk or different adhesives and glues and stuff that get on there. I kind of want to show you what this old antifreeze kind of looks like on here. So all the stuff that you're seeing here is actually fluid that has leaked out at some point. All that back in there. Over here is like the thermostat housing. It was leaking from there. And again, all this stuff here, it will not look like that during the day. All right, so I've had the SF16 for about 3 weeks or so now, and want to share some thoughts with you. First thing I'll say about it is that it has really, really good build quality. I've honestly lost track of how many Sofirns I have now. I think it's close to 30, but they always just use really high quality materials. I like the matte finish on this. It's not slippery. Sometimes when you get that glossy or shiny black paint, it can make things slippery, but this is actually anodized. So yeah, it's a really nice build on it. Second thing is the filter that they're using is a ZWB2, which basically doesn't allow any light transmission, like your white light. So it's just basically all UV that's coming out the end of this. I like that it's a complete package. When you buy it, you're getting the battery, charging cable, pretty much everything you need. I didn't pull the lanyard out, but you can put the lanyard through here or through here if you choose to run it, or just use the pocket clip. And also, speaking of the charging cable, I like that it has USB-C charging. And also, sticking with charging, you can actually use any 18650. I just threw a flat top in here just to show you guys that it works. But you can use a button top or a flat top. And part of that reason is because of the dual springs. So this type of spring there, they have the exact same thing down here at the head of the flashlight. And those are high quality springs. Those threads are super smooth, well greased. It just honestly feels like high quality stuff when you're taking that tail cap off. The user interface is very simple. You basically push to turn on, push to turn off. It doesn't get much simpler than that. And then if you want to change your modes, it's at half press to go through them. And I know I've read some of the complaints online saying they don't understand why you even need 3 different modes on a UV light. But technically, you don't even have to use the other modes if you don't want them. Like if you want to turn it on and always run it in high, you can. Like you don't have to go through the other modes. Like I could shut it off, wait a day, 10 days, and I'm always going to be in the high. So I don't really understand that complaint really. If I could make any change on it, it would probably be with the switch. I do wish that it had like a momentary, so I could just, without having to fully depress it to get it on, that I could just half press and get the light to work. That'd probably be the only thing I'd change on it. I really like it. So let's talk about pricing real quick. When I bought this one at the end of December, it was around $35, I think. They've actually since lowered that price, and they're coming in at $29.99 now, so less than 30 bucks. It's a really solid option if you're looking for a UV light. And I will leave that Amazon link down in the video description if you want to find out more information on the light or pick one up. And again, Sofirn has been around for a really long time, and they always make high quality, budget friendly lights. So all right guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you found this video helpful or informative in any way, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And yeah, that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.